She reminds me when I...
Hey, welcome everybody. It is your host, That Wrestling Dude, and I got a great one coming for you tonight. Oh, there she is.
Sorry, I dropped my weed.
No problem. The OG queen of Deathmatch, Miss Mickie Knuckles. Welcome.
I see you've had a lot of my friends on your show.
I see that.
Yeah.
Surprised you didn't come up a couple times. I definitely gonna have you talk some shit about them later, though.
Wait, what did they say about me?
No, I'm saying I'm surprised you didn't come up with them when we were talking, but I'll make sure to let you have your chance to talk shit about them later on.
I will too now, because they should have mentioned me. I'm supposed to be their friend, damn it.
No, damn it. How you doing tonight?
I'm good. Just got back. Had a 3-day span of shows. Tennessee, Houston, Texas, and Virginia.
I saw some of those clips from Loco. She was wild.
Yeah. Did you see the ones from POR as well?
No, I did. I want to say I actually did when I was looking through earlier.
I got set on fire twice.
Oh yeah. Then they threw the flaming chair at your face too. Yeah.
Oh, it got me good. Like I had like right here where that scar is, super sensitive. I was like, yeah, I'm a dumbass. It's okay.
Yeah, I just showed my wife the clip because she was like, "Who you having on?" I'm like, "Look, in the chair, the flaming chair to the face."
Right to the face.
Right to the face.
You know, because why not? Hey, you got a lighter? I have this weed. I must smoke.
So let's get into it. What made you get into this wild ass thing we call pro wrestling?
It is its own universe. We should have to have a passport to go to it. But yeah, let's talk about it.
So what was the decision to get into it? Because like you came up, you weren't even like starting off as like, let's say quote unquote regular wrestler. Like you were with you started off with AWA Mid South, right? With the Ian Rotten.
IWA. Yeah. I started with IWA Mid South, but I wasn't allowed to do death matches. I was trained to be a wrestler. I was trained by a lot of different people: Hero, Punk, Bullpain, Tracy Smothers, Todd Morton, Michael Todd Stratton, whatever you want to know him as. Like they had I was training 5 days a week for the first part of just doing the training during the week, and then on the weekend I would come and show up and ref or clean up or whatever I need, dojo duties. Empty out those piss buckets, which are gross. Boys are gross. Everybody's gross. Whatever. But no, I didn't. Growing up, I liked wrestling a lot. It was my one thing I was allowed to watch. We got one program on the weekend if we did our chores during that week, or if my mom was out of the house, and I always chose wrestling. And my sister became a rat and started dating a wrestler. Not this one. No. My bio half sister became a rat and started dating a wrestler that was still kind of training, named Gorgeous Jim in the area. And to kind of show off, he got us tickets to go to Louisville Gardens, which is like the historic venue here in Louisville for wrestling. And I remember going, and the very first match I witnessed live was Miss Texas beat the shit out of Downtown Bruno. And it was amazing. I was like, I want to do it. What? Oh.
Who's Miss Texas? Is that Jacqueline?
When I met her years later, I told her, and she's like, man, you're making me feel old. Now I get it. I'm so sorry. I get it. People do it to me now too. So
yeah.
But yeah, I've always liked wrestling. I've always been a big tomboy. With a name like Mickie, you kind of have to be, I guess. And my mom hated me. She wanted a boy. So I tried my hardest to be a boy, but the appendages never grew. I tried. I was like, I don't know. It's supposed to grow in the sun. I got butt naked, walk outside, nothing happened. And then I got my ass beat for walking outside butt naked. So my mom died when I was about 13. Didn't really have many family members. Was a ward of the state because of everything. I had a scholarship to go study opera over in England, musical arts over in England. But I didn't have the rest of the money for that because I was a ward of the state. I was working a full-time job, even in high school, was doing sports. I was doing softball, did football, did wrestling in high school. So I was very athletic. I've always been a stout girl, but I've always been pretty athletic. And we would rent this wrestling ring that was in, I want to say almost like a pole barn setting in Charlestown, Indiana, from IWA Mid-South. And the deal was that when we rented it, we'd rent it on a Sunday. And the shows would be Fridays and Saturdays. We'd have all this mayhem to come into because that's when they were heavy into the deathmatch stuff. That's where I first went and watched it. So we would have to clean up before we were allowed to rent the ring. So it was really good work on Ian's part. He got free help to clean, the whole area and more money because we wanted to rent the ring to play around in. And his wife saw me, and I was in a group of all guys. It was my brother-in-law's wrestling group that I pretty much, badgered my way into it because they did not want nothing to do with me there. And then they decided because I was the smallest one out of the group that they would use me as a test dummy for all these things they wanted to try that they just saw on TV the night before or something. And Patty, his wife, saw this, was like, "Hey, have you ever thought about it?" And I was like, "No, but I really want to. How do I do it? What do I got to do?" And then I got told rumors on how they train girls that was like kind of half-assed. And so me being the full glutton for punishment that I am, made sure to tell them that if I trained, I wanted to be trained like a boy. And he said, "Well, ain't no bitch ever graduated from my school, and it's not about to start now." And they tried forever to get me to quit, and I just kept coming back. So
that was what early 2000s.
I graduated high school in 2002.
Okay.
And my birthday is a week before I graduated high school. So that was the agreement because I was awarded the state. I didn't have anybody that really, other than the state, I had to be 18 before I was allowed to train with them because he had full intentions of beating the shit out of me and making me quit, and he didn't want any, repercussions.
Yeah.
So I just happened to graduate and turn 18 around the same time. Showed up and just kept coming back.
Because back in then, IWA had like not only death matches, but they had dope ass wrestling. Like you had Punk there, you had Danielson. I mean, you had Kurt Sage, like you had all these guys, Samoa Joe, that would just put on banger of matches.
They call it hybrid.
Yeah.
Like Drake Younger and JC Bailey were like the first two of the hybrid wrestling styles where they did both regular, like just continuously regular matches, death matches, strong style matches, like you name it, they did it. And then just kind of grew where a lot of people started doing a little bit of both. But for the most part, I don't think any deathmatch wrestler brought into the business just being trained to do deathmatch. You kind of have to know how to wrestle or how to work at least, I would hope so.
You would hope so.
I don't know. There's a couple people that make me look at them while they're wrestling. Makes me question a couple things. Like, bro, look, I know I've got 30 concussions. I get it. I probably have CTE, whatever. Feel like I'm articulate for how many concussions I've had. But if I can sit there and point out logic, why can't you get logic? It's just logic. It's just common sense. I'm like, but what are you gonna do? Mother them? No. That's why I'm everybody's aunt, not mom. Tell you're fucking up and then walk away. That's my plan.
Yeah. Why didn't they let you get into deathmatch at the beginning? They wanted you to get that real training under your belt first.
No. If you want me to be completely honest, and I've gone on this journey of honesty with myself lately because, like, I'm usually a big pushover when it comes to my friends. I'm loyal to a fault. I'll ride and die for you multiple times if I can. But I honestly think, if I'm being honest now, just hindsight being 2020, the boss at the time had a bad habit that if other people got more over than him, it kind of pissed him off and he would just bury it. So I think once I graduated at school, because I was the only girl to graduate from that school, and I did a lot of intergender matches because he wasn't going to bring in a lot of girls because they're money. So I just lucked out and got to wrestle. If somebody didn't show up, I got that spot. And, I would go to other shows with them, have my gear always ready to go. Didn't matter who. So that's how I lucked out. I honestly think that he didn't want me to do death matches because maybe deep down in his little heart of hearts, he thought I would be better at it than him, and then he would be overshadowed.
The ego.
That's what I want to think now, because my ego wants to get the better of me. But yeah. Give me 1 second. It's getting glitchy, and I know why. Are we still good?
We're still good.
Hello?
Yeah, you're still good. I hear you.
Are you frozen?
No.
Where'd you go? Oh, there you are.
Hey.
Dude, I was like, I know I didn't break this motherfucker. But
No,
yeah, I
you
think
didn't.
he didn't. Yeah, I think that's what it was.
So did you want
No
to get
one
into
was
deathmatch
advertising
before
me.
that, or was that just something the progression of seeing what other guys were doing in the ring? You decided.
It was literally a. Oh, yeah. Here, you can light it for me and give it back. It was literally Chris Hero. We were talking, and he said, the thing that I need to really focus on is making myself a commodity. What makes me different from every other girl, every other person out there? And looking at him, and I knew that there was some, when he did bring in girls or any interactions, mostly it was with girls like Daisy Hayes, Mischief, Lacey, and Rain, girls that were good.
Yeah.
I mean, these weren't just these girls that were there for tits and ass. These were girls that could go. And I knew, okay, yeah, sure, I was trained by Chris Hero and I can do a cravat 1,000,005 different fucking ways, but so can they now. So what can I do that's different than them? I knew I wasn't going to be skinny because even at 160, I felt like I was too skinny for me. Like I felt like I was weak. Like I didn't have the energy I usually have or anything else because I tried. So I was like, all right, so I'm not going to be skinny. I don't think I'm very pretty, not like these girls anyways. Mama didn't raise no beauty queen. So I was like, what makes me unique? And then I remember I have an incredibly high pain tolerance because my mother beat my ass every fucking day of my life. My mother made me a deathmatch wrestler. That's what she did. And I love deathmatch wrestling because when it's done right, it's like a beautiful, violent art form. And that's what it's supposed to be. And so I kept asking and I kept asking. I kept getting told, no, I'm not allowed to do it. I'm not going to do it. It's not going to let me do it, blah, 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 blah. Finally, Pondo, of all fucking people, Pondo was talking to me. He's like, is that something you really want to do? And I was like, yes. Like I had seen the Japanese women that were doing it and LaFisto. Like I saw LaFisto doing it too. She's up in Canada, but she was coming in for CZW. Give me 1 second. Time out. No. Okay. All right. Anyways, but I had it's gonna be a rough day today, guys. Just putting it out there. So Pondo's like, all right, I'll help you. Next thing you know, Pondo goes and gets in the ring, grabs a microphone. Ian's got a befuddled look on his face because he has no clue what the fuck's going on. And Pondo calls Ian to the ring and just shoots right there. And he's like, I don't know why you're not going to let Mickie do death matches. It's something she really wants to do. We've been over to Japan. We've seen other girls do it. Why can't she let, if this is something she wants to do, you shouldn't stand in her way. And it pissed Ian off bad enough to where he did let me have a death match, but the first one had to be against him at that King of the Death. So then I already knew I was getting my ass beat for that. I walked in going, up. Here comes another concussion. And if you watch that match, you'll see a lot of shit I took. Like, I remember one time I got in the back of the refs, like, you told me like 3 times you thought you were out. And I was like, I don't remember telling you anything. It was like, but it was after 3 different headshots. And I was like, I don't remember a fucking thing. And then I went back out and rest later or something. But yeah, it was a progression of me just being persistent, knowing, like, I felt like I knew what the path was supposed to be for me. And I saw it, but I couldn't get to it because of his like that. And Pondo really fucking elevated that for me. So that's why me and Pondo are friends.
Yeah, especially back then, that was so different. Like, women's wrestling was just kind of getting started with like lead interest status, let's say, on WWE, with those that going away from like the gravy bowl matches and the damn pudding matches. So I can imagine back then there's no one really doing that, at least especially not here in the States, female wise, especially.
The other thing is I was always told I can't. One of the things that goes right fucking through me is when somebody says I can't do something, not because they don't think I'm good enough, or not because, they think, I'm not up to that level or whatever else. It's all the thing that really fucking pissed me off was when they're like, well, you can't because you're a girl. So because I have a fucking pussy, I can't do it. And it really fucking just goes right through me. Because I'm like, so you're not even judging me by my effort or by anything else that I've brought to the table thus far. You're judging me because I have tits and a vagina. That's fucked. Like it pisses me off to the point of I'm like, oh, I'm gonna do it now. Like no matter what you say, like at that point it's like a challenge. Challenge accepted. Hold my beer. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
And I think that's the other reason it pissed me off so much by being told no all the time. Because I'm like, I'm doing everything else that all the guys are doing. I went through chop class like a guy. You know, I did all the calisthenics. I went to every fucking fire drills. The hate month that I went through, like I went through a lot of shit, just like the guys, and I survived every single one of them, more than the guys. And like a lot of the guys dropped out of the class when I was there. I think I was the only one to graduate from that class. I think Drake and JC were just coming back to continuing to work out and stuff. They had already graduated and was wrestling and shit. But I was the only one that graduated from that group of people that I was in there in the class with. Because most of them no show, like just stopped coming on the day they knew we were doing shop class.
Yeah.
I was the only one there. And so in August heat in fucking Southern Indiana, in a building with no air conditioning and two garage doors. Ooh, and no airflow, and I'm getting my ass beat for 2 hours by 5-6 different guys who get to tag out when they get tired, but not me, because my asses get beat. And then at the end of it, sweaty, like I'm fucking drenched. I get told, all right, Mickie, chop class start. Now my chop class went where I wore sports bra, obviously, because I still got boobs, whatever, little, whatever, boobs, they're there. And you have to go and put your arm over the top rope and grab the second rope. And if you let go, they start over again. Ooh. Here's the issue. I don't know if you've ever seen the old IWA Mid-South tapes, but those ring ropes were a lot higher than a normal rope, like normal ring. Like the rope would come to the top rope would come to the back of my head.
Yeah.
It felt like a fucking midget, okay? So I have to stand on my tiptoes to grab, and I'm trying to grab that second rope, and I'm on my very tiptoes. And it was, each guy got 10 chops each, 5 from each side. And, you know, a lot of times it was a psychological thing where they would like go to do it and see if you would flinch and stuff, but you weren't allowed to let go. They'd start all over. The thought process behind this was, this is the worst you're going to get it. So when you're in the ring, it's less likely that you're going to flinch, have a reaction. It's going to either hurt them or hurt you in some way. You know, you just learn. It's whatever. We got halfway through and my feet are dangling like this. And I'm like, guy, like I'm not letting go. I'm holding on, but I'm like, we got to figure, like, do you have something I can stand on? I'm not trying to be that person, but I'm not going to let go. And they're like, well, grab your shorts and pull them out so we can see that you got them. So I was able to adapt. They didn't start over, thank God. Continue to go. It was so much at the end of it, I was black and purple from here all the way down. Like they busted open my nipples. Thank God they didn't damage them. I would have been a little upset later on in life. Right here, all the way over here to this fatty, like this part of your fucking armpit. Oh, yeah. Black, blue, fucking nipple. Like I'm bleeding. Okay. And they have to pry my fingers open because they're locked. Because I was so fucking adamant about not letting go of this motherfucker that my fingers are locked. So they're prying it through so they can get me out of the ring. Right after that class, when they told me I had graduated, I was going to debut at this show. I went to Wendy's to get me a salad. And I went inside because the line was long, but I didn't want to put a shirt on because at this point I didn't fucking care. I was hungry, I was tired, I was thirsty, I was exhausted, I was proud of myself, you know. So I went in to get food and the guy kept staring at my chest, horrified. And I remember it's the first time I was like, all right, what would the wrestlers tell me to do? I'm like, dude, what the hell? Why? This is a skin condition. Why are you staring at me like this? You're making me feel very uncomfortable. I got all my food free that day. So then I was like on a whole nother cloud, you know. I was like, it works, you know. But yeah, that's kind of what I went through. So I already knew that my pain tolerance was there. I already knew that my love for the art form was there. Like, and I had so many people I can learn from. That's why the persistence. Like, I was like, all right, you're not gonna tell me I can't do it because I'm a girl and I have all these feminine bitty bits. You're not gonna try to keep me out of the boys club because you know I don't get along with a lot of girls anyways. But whatever. And I don't like being told no on things that I know I could do. Even if it's not, if you just tell me I suck and you hate me, I'm like, okay, fair enough. I'm a piece of shit. I get it. But don't tell me it's because I got a vagina. That's stupid. It's so stupid.
Way tougher than me because I'm a little bitch. I don't even want to get chopped once. Let's see. We got Arkansas Twa in the comments. Mickey Knuckles versus Lou Nixon versus Tim Strange. When are we going to see that?
Let's make that happen. I love wrestling Lou and Tim.
Who's better? Who's better, Lou Nixon or Tim Strange?
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Talk your shit. Talk your shit.
No, I don't do. No. We'll talk shit on people that deserve to be talked shit on. I can't talk shit about my Lou Nixon and my Tim Strange friend. Those are my buddies. Like if they're there, I don't care if I'm on the other side of the fucking city. My ass is getting in an Uber, and I'm coming over, and I'm gonna hang out with my Brits every time. Love my Brits.
You said them both
Talk
on
shit about Lou. You
two
want me
dope
to
ass
die?
guys.
Hold on, no, you're setting me up for failure right there. Because Lou's one of those guys that doesn't matter what happens. As soon as something pops up, he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna kick him in the fucking head." And I'm like, "God, if I gotta tell you to calm down, this is probably a fuck dynamic." Just saying. We need to question our life choices that led to the moment that I'm the fucking voice of reason. I don't think that's fair. I think we're all fucked, and it should be put on me. That blame should not be mine. It's not my fault.
Now, I think you have the worst in match injury that beats like Sid jumping off the top rope. I saw you jump off a 5-foot wall and just completely annihilate your leg. How do you come back from that?
There's a stage.
Yeah.
It's about 5 foot high, and then there was a wall on top of the stage for whatever fucking reason. That was another 5 foot, so it was up there and further back. And I don't like heights. I'll if I'm forced to do it, or if it's there, I'll do it because I'm a dumbass. Don't like heights. I gotta like gumption myself up. I better be really fucking high, or my adrenaline better be through the freaking roof. I don't like heights. Every time I go up high, I get hurt. When I went up high, we did the scaffold for TOD. I think it was 19, where I wrestled Bev in the finals. And I got up there, and I had a split second thought of like the angel on my shoulder and the devil were like embracing each other, going, "Bitch, don't do it. You gonna die." That's what I felt at that like the half second. I was like, "Oh shit!" So I knew something about it that was gonna happen. When I landed, the board popped up and donkey punched me back in the head, and the paramedics couldn't get me up for a while after that. So I was like, I should probably listen. It always happens. I get the little voice, and I'm like, no, I'm gonna push the little voice back and not listen to it today and see what happens. And it never fails. I get hurt. And then, I gotta beat myself up because I'm a dumbass. Don't even listen to myself.
So you jumped off shit since you broke your leg?
Yeah.
Jumping off that stage? You still jumping off shit?
I have, yes.
Oh hell no. I would not even get on the step stool after that.
Dude, you'll see it too. I can't control it. My leg will start twitching. And I guess it's like the muscle memory or whatever it is. But so I broke my femur. They did the surgery where they put a rod inside it. So they had to hollow out my femur and put a titanium rod in there. And they went through my knee. And they said, oh, she should heal pretty easy, blah, blah. Well, I don't remember when I broke it, but I remember I went back in November and they told me I was healed. So I was trying to get back on TV. And I couldn't lift it. I couldn't run. I couldn't jump. The pain was unbearable. I kept coming back every month and they'd said everything from it was phantom pains to I was just looking for pain pills, but I never even took the pain pills they gave me. They went elsewhere. We're not going to go there. And I went back in April. So November to April, I was wrestling the entire time. Went back in April and got a different doctor at the same hospital and they pulled up the previous x-rays. And she's like, I want to tell you this, but there's still an 1.5 inch gap between the two pieces of bone. The rod's the only thing holding into place. I've been wrestling with a broken femur. So we had to schedule the second surgery, but I had to wait for financial aid to come through because I couldn't afford the second surgery. And because it wasn't a life or death situation, technically, and I didn't have insurance, it was, I had to pay for it. And I'm like, shit, this sucks. So I had to wait for FASPA. They came through. And then when it was scheduled the week before TPI was supposed to take place that year. And I was told I had to reschedule because I need to be able to put up the ring, make sure the concessions, gimmicks, everything was set up because TPI was the big show. So I rescheduled it and then he canceled TPI that year. Oh. So then we did one last set of tours in Illinois and there was an incident that happened. It caused me to leave IWA permanently. And I went and had my second surgery when it was scheduled. I had to drive from Southern Indiana back up to Chicago where it was scheduled so I can get the surgery done at Western University. Midwestern. Is it Midwestern Hospital? I don't know. One of those big ones up there. And it healed great after that, but now my right leg is 1.5 inches shorter than my left leg. I have no balance. I used to skateboard. No. I don't even know how I'm wrestling anymore. My hips are always fucking hurting. Like butt rubs are not just me saying, hey, I want to have sex with you. Butt rubs are a thing. Like my butt hurts. If I tell you my butt hurts, it's because my hips are fucked. Yeah. But it always leads to sex.
No, man, and that's wild that you could not only just continue to wrestle, but you're still jumping off shit. Like that's
I'm dumb.
I got a little footage here. Ask you about here. Let me play it here real quick for you.
Bad. Oh no, what is that? Oh. Yep.
People don't know you were the OG Moose of TNA wrestling.
Well, okay, so I didn't even know they changed my name to Moose until I had showed up at the tapings and I had those green shorts with those letters on it, and on the back it says Mickie, and then it has brass knuckles on it. And when I showed up, I was filling out the legal paperwork for TNA, and they were like, "Okay, we need your legal name." So my legal name was Mickie Lee Knuckles. It's my birthday, Mickie Lee Knuckles, not Michelle, not anything else. Mickie Lee Knuckles. And they're like, "Oh, well, we didn't know that was your legit name." And I was like, "Is that a problem?" They're like, "We'll get back to you." They never came back to me. Finally, I'm getting ready to go out, and they're getting ready to announce me, and I hear them say Moose Knuckles. And you see me, I'm like freaking out. I'm like, wait, is it still me? Or is this, I don't want to go out. I don't want to fuck up on my first day. Don't put me out. Like, they're trying to push me out the curtain. I'm like, are you sure? Are you positive? Because if I go out here and I get in trouble, like, y'all ribbing me, because I'm used to being ribbed all the time because I lived with assholes. Like, you don't do this to me, okay? They're like, no, go out. So I went out, and then I realized as I'm stepping out, Moose Knuckle means male camel toe. And I was like, yeah, that's fitting. Okay. I'll take it.
Is that a Vince Russo thing? Was he there during that time? I feel like that'd be like a Vince Russo thing. Moose Knuckle. How do you even market that to a wider audience?
I don't know. Knowing me though, and knowing the way I am now with the over sexualized ant at a barbecue that's wasted, that's how I feel my gimmick is. By the way, when everybody asks me to explain it, that's what I tell them. I'm like, oh, the ant that you invite over to the neighborhood barbecue and get really drunk, but I'm fucking hysterical. I crack myself up all the time, and I'm dirty. But yeah.
August Artois likes the name Moose Knuckles.
Like I said, I was in a car with Scott D'Amore, Disco Inferno, and Red Rooster, and they were making fun of it. And I was like, well, I feel like this is the car of maybe some questionable gimmick names. Gimmicks. I was like,
this is probably the best. I mean, Disco is kind of cool, but Red Rooster was terrible.
I liked it. Anyway.
We got Daryl Christopher. We need a Moose Knuckle action figure. Can you imagine what that packaging would look like?
Oh, now you said that though. You know who Chondo is, don't you?
Yes.
Now you've given him a creepy idea. Chondo always does these love music. Like every time we have to wrestle each other, he gets so weird. I don't know how to take him sometimes. Like I just look at him like I must have hit him so hard that he just has nothing. Like nothing's connected up there. He's just done. Like he did one where what was the parody of the song? What was the song parody of? I don't know. He did one talking about how he wanted to take me out to eat and then hold my hand and then make sweet, passionate love to me. And I'm like, yeah. X-Brand. I'm sitting out there with everybody just chilling before the show. And he comes out and hits the MC guy. Sorry. Hits the MC guy with the weapon, takes the microphone, and just starts a cappella singing to me from across the yard, making dead eye contact. And I'm like, I was really buzzed. I had some beers. I was feeling good. It was a Sunday, nice weather. Then he fucked it all up. I was like, I can't even go in the locker room anymore. He's so weird. But yeah, he has a 3D printer. So now you've probably given him that idea. But other than that, I don't know. I don't know anybody that would want to make. Maybe we could talk to JCW. Maybe Juggalo Championship Wrestling would like one, but they have to make it accurate. They have to have the whole ass out. We cannot have it covered up. That's an atrocity to my front.
You've done a lot of crazy ass shit. Anything you won't do again?
Wish I could say no, but I'm a dumbass. No, because everything that's hurt me, I go back and do. I
know you're still jumping off shit.
Dude, I do that to you sometimes. Well, okay, here's the thing. If you show up and there's a scaffold, I feel like if it's there, it's meant to be used.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, it's like the elephant in the room. If I don't dress the elephant in the room, then I feel like I'm being like a weak ass bitch, and Mama didn't raise no bitch. She did not.
How do you deal with that of having to top yourself every single time, but at the same point, not top yourself to the point where you end up killing yourself?
I didn't think I was gonna make it this long. I'm being honest. Honestly, I have fucking ton of fun doing. It's gonna sound so psychotic and out there, and I get it, but I have so much fun doing what I'm doing. I love wrestling, but when I get to do death matches, it's a whole different entity in itself. I love my deathmatch family. I love the fans. I love everything about deathmatch. So even it's to the point of I don't even know how to explain it. We'll come back to that.
Y'all crazy. That's enough
it's
said.
Just so much. It's not that I'm trying to top myself. It's really not. So I have a reputation for I'm very ad-libby on everything. So if I'm out in the audience and I see something, immediately I'm like a 14-year-old boy in a 40-year-old woman's body. Dick and ass jokes are hysterical to me. So if I see something, my brain goes dirty with it 9 times out of 10. If it's the 10th time you've pissed me off, run. Sorry, I don't know what you did. Usually I give you the rule of 3. I try to be a calm, happy person, but I have a tipper. It's called Code Mickie. I get it. So yeah, but for the most part, I don't really try to top myself. I just try to do what I think I would like to amuse myself, because that's what Tracy Smothers would say. You have to amuse yourself, you're a slave kid. What else? Nobody else is gonna do it for you. That brother don't care. He don't give a damn. There's a wrestling show at Bumfuck, Tennessee tonight. He's out of our lives. That's what he always say. It took me a while to get what he meant. But I just try to do what I like doing, what I think the fans would like doing, because ultimately that's why we do it, right?
Yeah.
If we didn't have fans, we wouldn't do it. I mean, we probably would. We're dumb.
And I saw you take the dildo covered in barbed wire over the weekend.
That's another Saturday night.
Who's
learn.
Who's the 4 greatest deathmatch wrestlers of all time, in your opinion? Top 4.
You can't do that.
Can't do that either?
It's so hard because you've got past, you've got present, you got people that are in the process of becoming great.
All right. Who's the 4 people you'd like to watch right now?
That I like to watch?
Yeah.
That's so unfair because I've got a group of 5 friends and
okay. We'll move it on. That you don't shit on nobody. That's fine.
It's gonna be awkward. They'd be looking at me all hurt. I'm like, bro.
We'll move on. You think you think there's any females out there that'd be able to carry your torch?
You shut your whore mouth. What?
Is there any females out there that you think can carry your torch in deathmatch?
Carry what torch?
Your deathmatch, being a deathmatch queen, being a female in the deathmatch game.
I hope so.
No one comes to mind? No one specific?
See, the thing is a lot of these girls, like the Sage Sins, the Darks, the Randy West, the these girls that I came into the business, I've been around for years, are still the same age area as me as well. So then you have to go, okay, if I'm looking for a torch, it'd have to be somebody younger than us. And right now, younger than us that are active and doing it, and where I think it's up to par. Because my standards are pretty high for females in death matches. I feel like I have to. Otherwise, what am I doing with it? Not helping you. Yeah.
You heard that, lady. Step your game up.
I'm not saying there's not. I'm saying right now there's like a lot of different girls that are trying. And I see their effort and I see them trying and I fucking love it. It's who can make it past certain trials and tribulations, because that's what it is. It's going to take time to develop that type of character, that type of work ethic for us, because we have to work a little bit harder than guys. Otherwise, if you get hurt and you complain about it, what are you really doing? One, nobody cares. Nobody really cares if you're upset or whatever. Like they say they do, but probably don't. And 2, you'll be okay. You're alive. You'll breathe. It'll suck tomorrow and maybe the next day, But the day after that, maybe not. Who knows? This is part of the game, and seeing who can survive that, just continuously step up and keep pushing themselves to do that. That's what I'm most looking forward to. And right now, I think there's a lot of girls in the running, but there's not one that's ahead of the bunch.
There you go.
And that's not a diss.
No, it's not at all. No, that's a good answer. That's a good political answer.
Yeah. It's a strong front, but I'm waiting to see who comes out ahead of that in that race.
Fair enough. Let's try this again. Who's better, Big Lou Nixon or Mr. Tim Strange?
Fuck you. Fuck you, sir. I'm gonna tell Lou and Tim you tried. We're gonna Jay and Silent Bobby. We're gonna come to your house. You're gonna hear a knock on the door. Lord knows what time, because our times are all fucked up. I wake up at like 5 a.m. Somebody sent me a text. I'm like, what time is it? Oh yeah, half a day away over there.
They're like a good 6 hours ahead.
This broad here calling me. I'm fucking sleeping. I'm fucking drunk and sleeping. She keeps persistently calling my phone on Facebook when I'm in England on my birthday. Persistently. And I'm like, bitch.
I wanted to be the first one to say happy birthday.
What? She's like, what are you doing? Fucking
Sleeping.
I hate you so bad. I love you. Bye. Click.
Wanted to be the first.
I did. I hung up mid happy birthday song. I was like, nah, bitch, we can't.
Let's sell some tickets for you. June 7th, We Love Wrestling's Northwoods Death Trip in Dunbar, Wisconsin. And Anakin Murphy in a PR showcase match. What is that?
I have been informed there may be a vehicle involved in true PR fashion. I'm not sure yet. That's the rumor. I haven't been given confirmation, but I would imagine if it's a POR match, POR is very based off of, they've got the hook dick car. So maybe that's making, or fireworks, because they like shooting fireworks at each other because we're all dumbasses. Who knows? Who fucking knows? When it's POR anything, you can't really come up with like a fucking jumping off roofs to barbed wire trampoline thing with a fire pit below. I'm like, what? Calm down. I don't want to go that high. But who knows? Who fucking knows? But it's gonna be crazy. Whatever it is, I have full intentions. It's gonna be fucking nuts.
All right.
I'm all for it though.
June 8th, Game Changer Wrestling's Cage of Survival 4 in Atlantic City. Cage of Survival, is that what everyone's gonna be in a cage in there?
I don't know. It had nothing's been. I've been announced for it. I have not been told anything. I don't care. I'm there to party and cause problems. Cause fuck them. Somebody's got an eye coming. Somebody's got a fucking payment coming.
A little payback for you, right?
I'm just sorry. Wait, go ahead.
A little payback coming someone's way?
A little bit. Still can't see fully out, but it's getting better. Just fight through it.
Yeah, I saw the
got a cool scar here and that one right there. It broke my nose so bad that you could sit there and do this and talk with it. And then like every time you talk, it like put blood out the side.
Oh.
I'd walk up to people and be like, hey, Pascal, cost $200.
How'd it get broken?
The Lychee bundle.
Oh, okay. Right in the face.
Yeah, right in the face. Right in the kiss center. Yeah, I cut my eye right there. So that scar's it had a hole. It cut most of my eye anyways, and then did this, and then went into my eye here and over here. This eye was just like, fuck it.
And you still
this eye's already blind anyways because whatever. Yeah, and then I wrestled Beastman with it the very next weekend in a no ring death match.
You make me feel like such a bitch.
It's okay. I get that a lot. I'm sorry. I don't mean to. I'm stubborn. I'm just fucking stubborn. I'm a different breed.
That's why you turn into a legend. That's why.
No, I don't like that word either with me. Okay. Go
ahead. June 14th, WrestleMania in Alabama, taking on Necro Butcher. Is there extra pressure to both y'all getting a match like that? No, I don't want to say legends because you hate that, but like well-known people getting a match like that. Is there more pressure on there, or is it easier for you?
Have you you've never obviously stood across the ring from Necro. Ain't nothing ever easier with Necro. I think with the age, he's actually probably gotten heavier handed and a little bit better. I mean, the man survived leukemia and his hip being shattered, and he goes to the gym every day, walks like everywhere. Fucking, I went to Scotland with him, and him and Iceman just beat the shit out of each other. Like if they did it so bad, where the guys over there, the other wrestlers are watching, and they come back in the locker room like, no, we can't watch that anymore. That's a little rough. And I was like, oh, you guys are being pussies. I'm gonna go check it out. Then I go and peek my head out the curtain, and they're right in front of the curtain. Next thing I hear, fuck you, boom. Yeah, no, okay, I get it. I got it now. I'm gonna go sit down and know what my assignment is, because I had to go on right after that and wrestle Iceman's kid, Jack. Yeah. I got on the microphone and let him know. I said, look, bro, I'm sorry ahead of time, but if I don't beat your ass like Necro just beat your daddy's, I'm going to hear about it for the next 3 fucking months, and I want no part of it. No fucking part of it. I don't have a husband because I didn't like listen to that shit. I tune my kids out when they yell at me about that shit, and you are not worth me getting yelled at for 3 fucking months because I didn't beat your ass. So, I'm in, fight back.
Poor kid, got his ass whooped. We got a Panda in the comments. Light tubes look and sound cool, but seen so many bad injuries from them.
It happened. I've got a really big scar. Hold on. See if I can show you. Can you see that right there?
Yep.
The light tube went in and burrowed its way down, and then another piece went behind it, so I can't feel anything here. Cool. I had no reflection or nothing. But they couldn't close it. So they ended up you with me? Yep. Yeah. They ended up telling I had to pack it. So I ended up missing the show the next day. Because by the time I got out, I hadn't had no sleep. And every time I stepped, it would like just gush no matter how much packing I had in there. So I was like, yeah, maybe not today. But the next weekend I wrestled, I just taped it up really good. But during the match, when it went in, I didn't know the second piece went in before it. So I pulled what I saw out. I watched it and I'm like, it's not bleeding too bad. I think I'm okay, because that femoral artery runs right there in your inner thigh. If you cut that, you're probably gonna bleed out if you don't take care of it. So I just duct taped it and went another 10 minutes with the match. Everybody's kept trying to get me out of the ring. I'm like pushing people. I'm like, get the fuck away. I got something to do. Calm down. It's my job. I know what I'm doing. And then I went to the hospital because Matt Tremont made me. I don't like hospitals. They made me go to the hospital because he's worried. And then the guy didn't want to do the surgery. He told me I had to go to the hospital. I was like, I'm not going to the hospital. He's like, what are you going to do? This is up in Jersey. I said, I'm going to go to Louisville. He's like, what do you mean you're going to go all the way to Louisville? You can't make it to Louisville with that in your leg. I went, I got a pound of weed in my car and do whatever I want. He goes, okay, well, I could take it out, but we got to wait 8 hours for the OR. I said, bro, I got shit to do tomorrow. I got to get home. I'm sorry. I have a very busy lifestyle. I got to go. He's like, all right, well, I can take it out here, but I can't really put you under. I was like, I don't care. He's like, you're going to let me do it? I said, as long as you let me videotape you. Nice guy. He let me do it, but he kept sticking, like he had long fingers. He kept sticking his finger in like this, like in the hole, kept doing it like that. And I tried really hard not to say nothing during it. Like I was almost dying laughing inside. I was trying to keep straight face. I let him finish. When he pulled his finger out, it's like, all right, bro, you're going to have to owe me dinner after that, because there's a lot of penetration. Like normally I charge for this type of work. But he was a great guy. Yeah, he took everything out, packed it, went to the specialist, and I got home once. They're like, yeah, you're healing great. I was like, all right, I don't need to come back. Yep. I'm good.
Save your money after that.
Yeah.
All right, June 15th to the 21st, you're on the tour with Juggalo Championship Wrestling through the Midwest. Before you hopped on, you're about to tell a story of how you got them kicked off of YouTube.
Well, I got them in trouble. Yeah. I wrestled Colt Cabana, Officer Colt Cabana. And he had, that big black flashlight that he carries around that's like this fucking big.
Yeah, the big mag light.
Fucking huge. Okay. Like I said, 14-year-old boy in a 40-year-old woman's body. My brain automatically goes dirty. And he tried to put it in my butt. And so I positioned it where it looked like it's sticking straight out of my ass. You can watch the whole episode. It's up somewhere. But it's sticking straight out of my ass, right? And I'm like just holding it there. And then I take it out and I proceed to put the end of the flashlight in my mouth and as far down as my throat as I can get it. And then when I couldn't get any further, I pulled it back out and feverishly licked the rest of it, aggressively, might I add. I had a lot of people confused. They didn't know if they wanted to fuck or fight, so that was a good time. And then I should probably ask you the rating of the show, but here we are.
Here we are.
And then he proceeded. He DDT'd me, but apparently the feverishly licking and the shoving in my mouth, putting in my ass, they were not happy about it. I was like, dude, I've done so many worse things. Like if you watch the clusterfuck, I was really proud of myself. I was like, no, I'm gonna do this. I just started doing so many dirty things, and I saw the horrified faces. And I said, yes, that's what I'm here for. I'm gonna make you uncomfortable.
That is funny though. Of all the things, that's what gets them in trouble is that.
Oh yeah, I was like, oh. I was aggressive with that, slobbed on it and everything. I was like, hell yeah. A lot of dads went home that night and made mommy happy. I'm happy to be of service. What do you think this is going to be, bro?
I'm with it. I'm all with it. Let's see. June 28th, X Brand Wrestling's Wicked 13 Ultra Violent House Party in Howell, New Jersey. What are you expecting out of there? Anything announced for that?
I'm in the tournament. We don't have matchups yet, but I love tournaments. I love being in tournaments. I want to be in as many tournaments as I possibly can. Me and Neil Diamond Cutter are on a mission to be in as many tournaments as we possibly can be. I want to be on them. I love tournaments.
And the tournament's all in one day, one night?
Yeah. It's a true testament of how much you're willing to take. Love it.
Can only imagine what's going to go on down there.
I don't know yet. They haven't announced anything. They just announced the field. Like I think right now they've got 10. I think maybe 8 or 10. They've got a good amount of names announced.
I think I saw 10. I saw 10 names. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. August 16th, Memphis, Tennessee, for the Memphis Street Fights, Voice of Memphis. You were in a triple threat against Jimmy Chondo Line and Hardcore, but then Hardcore just broke his leg. This past weekend, right?
I have to relook at that just to make sure, but I think so. I don't know. My calendar's there. You have more information in front of you than I do. Got a lot of head trauma, you know.
Absolutely. So I wonder if they're going to keep it as a one-on-one, or they're going to bring someone else in to replace Hardcore.
I don't know. It's usually traditionally a 3-way, isn't it?
Yeah. So
I wrestled a 3-way last year for them with Chainsaw Tony.
I just asked Hardcore today, and he needs to drink more milk. He just came back from a broken arm. Now he's got a broken leg.
Yeah. Might be a bone deficiency, vitamin D deficiency, something. Calcium.
Yeah. Being a vegan, his weak bones aren't as strong. Hardcore, drink some milk, man. Before I let you go, what's one thing you know now you wish you knew when you first started?
Not everybody is your friend. But you can find really good fucking friends. Once we are, bitch, you know way too much about me. I will fuck you up if we ever can't be friends anymore. But no, not everybody's your friend. And people who talk bad about other people in front of you are going to talk bad about you as well.
Yes, absolutely.
But always keep your heart on it. You'll be fine.
Yeah. Where can everyone find you on socials?
I'm on Twitter. I'm at Bloody Mickie. X. Whatever. They know what I mean. I'm on Instagram and Facebook as Mickie Knuckles.
I gotta go check you out on Twitter.
You gotta check out those JCW lunacy shows. I do some of my best work there. Literally, I've never been told, whatever you got, give it to us. I was like,
I gotta go to the website because their YouTube channel shut down. So
I don't know if they shut down everything or just that thing. I know when I came back, production's like, well, YouTube just had a problem. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Daryl agrees with you in the comment. Fully agree with the not everybody is your friend comment. Watch out for them snakes.
Mm-hmm. Get you a lawnmower, baby.
Yes, man. Thank you very much. Thank you for coming on. I really appreciate it. I had a blast. Love the stories. I got to get you back on because I got another million questions for you, but I don't want to take up all your time.
Okay, but we got to do like a a multi-person, and I've got just the people for it.
Awesome.
It's gonna
Hit
be
me
a
up.
good
I'll
time.
keep in contact with you for sure.
Absolutely.
Everyone,
Thank you for having me
go
on. I had a
check her
great
out.
time.
Yeah, absolutely. Everyone go check her out. She's got dope ass content on the Instagram. Stuff that I would never in a million years let anyone do to me. Because I'm a little bitch, not compared like her. True
No,
badass.
I'm just nuts.
Aren't we all a
Nuts.
little bit? Thank you again. Everybody have a good night.
Bye.